I would say our country should be more fearful of white man across our country because they are actually causing.
Yeah, you should. Fear this. Fear this. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Huge breaking news. Look out for this insane breaking news. The Ukrainian has been caught as the mastermind of blowing up Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Breaking news. You forgot about Ukraine, but I haven't forgotten about it. The Ukrainian military officer coordinated Nord Stream 2 Nord Stream pipeline attack. Oh, so Ukrainian are blowing up their own Germany's pipelines. And then we're giving them money. Does that make sense? Because I remember when this story first came out, there was everyone losing their minds. Don't you say anything negative about these people. Don't you bring up these conspiracy theories, but we're not going to get down to the bottom of it. So when this happened, all of us were freaking out because we're like, who just did that? Was that Russia? Well, why they're not reporting on it? Always keep in mind, when a breaking, insane news story gets put out in the atmosphere and it slowly just dies away, and they immediately start attacking people that start asking, well, who did it? Asking the question why, who, how, they hate that. Because that's actual journalism. Poland has confirmed that it received a European arrest warrant for a Ukrainian man from German authorities related to the attack on the Nord Stream gas pipeline. Oh. So I went and did some history because I want to look up old stuff. Because I remember when this first came out, this is one of these things, like, I bet they already knew, right? They just they need the war news to slowly die down. They need to slowly go away. And then they'll slowly, quietly put out this kind of information. Because when I was looking up some of this old stuff, there's a lot of theories, according to Politico, but they're all full of holes. That was one of the first things that popped up. Possibility that a pro-Ukraine group did it. Ooh, I guess that was right. Oh, shoot. Don't you love that the media is not your friend? And they don't actually want to get down to the bottom of real information. They just want to lecture you on how to think about the issues. Oh, no, you're not allowed to think that way. My favorite is I looked up a Kyiv post, a Ukrainian post about what happened. It's delusional. Rezginov slams German media report pinning Nord Stream the Nord Stream attack on Ukraine. It's preposterous. Why would we attack NATO? For we are trying to get into NATO. We would never do that. Oh crap, it happened. Oh, okay, so what do we do? Is this story just gonna go away and we're supposed to all pretend like this didn't happen? I feel like every day I see COVID all over again. Something like huge news pops up. You're not allowed to react to it. You have to wait for the media to tell you how to think. Let's check on our super straight Senator Lindsey Graham, who's currently in Ukraine right now, talking about the new weapons of mass destruction package we're going to be handing over to Ukraine. I love Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, tell me how to think, boy. Here we go. The straightest senator in United States, Lindsey Graham, tell us how to think, buddy.
What I think about Kursk.
What do you think about?
Brilliant, beautiful. Keep it up.
Keep it up.
Putin started this. Kick his ass.
Putin started this. Kick his ass.
Bottom line is to the administration.
Keep sending your sons and daughters to die. We love it. We'll fund that.
I appreciate your support.
We love your
Let these
support.
people fight. Give them weapons they need to win a war they can't afford to lose.
Give them weapons even if they don't want to fight.
When it comes to F-16s, way too long. They're here.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's train Ukrainian pilots. And I talked to President Zelensky just a few minutes ago.
He did.
If you're a retired F-16 pilot, and
Get
you're looking
your
to buy
ass
a plane,
over
why
here.
are you here?
Get over
You're
here.
going to look
You need to die
throughout
for it
NATO
too.
nations for willing fighter pilots who
Mm-hmm.
are retired.
Mm-hmm.
Come help them.
Come
So
help.
they can get their pilots trained.
We'll fund that.
So we're going to get these jets in the air sooner rather than later.
You bet your ass.
If our pilots are willing to fight for freedom,
Mm-hmm.
Ukrainians train their own pilots.
Love that, Lindsey Graham.
My message is we need to be all in.
Oh,
That's
I'm
what I
all
wanna
in.
see happen in 2024. Calendar year
Twen-
2024.
2024.
I wanna see an invitation issued to Ukraine to join NATO. So I'm gonna have
Yeah,
dinner
let's get
with the
Ukraine to join NATO, even though a Ukrainian just bombed a Nord Stream pipeline. We can't get them Ukrainians in fast enough, can we, Lindsey Graham? Give them the tools to fight. This is the closeted gay Southern man who is attempting to act like Trump in Ukraine. Oh, hell yeah, we'll fight. We'll fight to the death. Lindsay, you gonna go up and fight? Oh, no. Would never. But I will make sure Congress funds your war. If you want it, you can have it.
I'm gonna come.
Secretary General Thursday. I'm gonna bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking President Biden,
Ask
before
him.
you leave office, make sure this invitation gets issued.
You see that? Bipartisan deals. Republicans and Democrats want war. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
There'll be another supplemental, I hope, in December.
Violet, what's up? Yo, we didn't blow it up. I thought we were sure of that. Oh, no, it was a Ukrainian. But they gotta get in the NATO. They gotta get in the NATO. I like the beginning of this video so much.
What I think about Kursk, bold,
What I think about Curse, bold, and fruitful. They got millions of dollars in their minerals in Ukraine, and we need to be a friend of Ukraine. Hallelujah.
brilliant, beautiful.
Beautiful and
Keep it
brave. Keep it up.
Started this, kick
Who?
his ass.
Kick his ass. Putin started it. Go ahead and get you some. Go ahead and get you some. God, I hate him. God, I just freaking hate Lindsey Graham so much. Yeah. I can't believe I have to like lament. I voted for you, and I'm just like, I hate that side of me so. You know, Putin started to kick his ass. If we need to give you another $100 billion along with you, Israel, we'll do it. Mm-hmm. And we'll make sure that your sons and daughters regret the day they decided to get that money. Come on. So a Ukrainian blows up a pipeline, NATO pipeline, and we're giving Ukraine money. Make it make sense. Help me, help you. I can't figure this out. I'm not smart enough. I'm not in corporate media. I'm not a politician. I don't know how this works. I don't know how lying works. I don't know how to play both sides and just, make up stuff as you go and just, lie to the American people. Watch them as their sons and daughters are dying of fentanyl overdoses and their streets are overrun with illegal immigration and be like, we gotta give you some more money, Ukraine. We gotta give you money. I'm all about America first. Is that what we're doing today, Republicans? I love Republicans that they just follow the trends. And Lindsey Graham is one of those. He's like, okay, so America first, populist movement is big. I'm gonna start saying I'm America first. Y'all like that? God, he's just he's the Kamala Harris of Republicans. He's just like a chameleon. My favorite too is when some of my leftist friends will start talking crap about Lindsey Graham or Mitch McConnell. And I'm like, yeah, I hate them too. They're like, I don't know how to handle that information. I know. What is it like to have a conscience? What is it like to be consistent in your beliefs and not just vote blue till you die? Vote blue until you die in your shoe. This was breaking. I really like this news story coming up. Let me take a sip of coffee. Is everyone drinking coffee this morning? Drink coffee. All right. So I saw this. This on the internet was everywhere. Apparently, Kamala Harris is sponsoring fake news headlines to be pushed up to the top because Google is the most safest and secure way to search for anything in the history. They would never use an algorithm or never use an algorithm to push up content that they deem is more worthy than other content. And they wouldn't use their own bias in order to do that. But Kamala Harris has been pushing up content. So if you look for Kamala Harris history, the top thing will be a sponsored thing. Look at Kamala Harris's legal history. Okay. So, and then I went into Axios and other headlines. Harris campaign, Google ads, rewrite news headlines. What? The Harris campaign has been editing news headlines and descriptions within Google search ads that make it appear as if The Guardian, Reuters, CBS News, and other major publishers are on her side. Why would she do that? Why would she manipulate you into thinking that everyone is totally stoked on her?
I'm gonna come.
Why would she do that? Axios says why it matters. It's common practice. Oh. Pause. What if that just ended there? It's common practice in the commercial advertising world that doesn't violate Google's policies, but the ad mimic real news result from search closely enough that they have news outlets caught off guard. What do we do with this information? Oh no! Our candidate is manipulating our own system and manipulating the voter base. Well, I like what she's about, so we're gonna let it slide, says Google. I'm not saying they say that. According to Google's Ad Transparency Center, the Trump campaign isn't running these types of ads. Get on it, Trump campaign. I just made you one right now. I just made one on the Daily Wire. Yeah, I made this. Kamala Harris changed Biden's diaper 15 times in order to be endorsed by Biden. What will she do for you? Oh, God. Come on, Daily Wire, hire me. I'll rewrite your news headlines for you. We'll have some fun. God. Doesn't have to be all serious all the time. We could be the Babylon bee nuts of the Daily Wire. So Kamala Harris is rewriting news headlines to make it seem. So if you're wondering why this all feels so fabricated and you can't understand the hype of Kamala Harris because she didn't just come out of nowhere. She's our freaking vice president right now. And who's our president? Who knows? He's old. He's vacationing. He's getting enough R&R for the rest of us. Republicans, wake up. Have some fun. Rewrite these things like they do. At least there's a sponsor on the top. You know, but like somebody who's older doesn't understand what this means. Sponsor. They're like, why does this say sponsored? Paid by Harris campaign. Well, this is PBS, so I trust it. This is another reminder. Don't trust everything you read online. It's just that easy. What's up, Sturf? Invader Coffee whiskey flavor today. Is that good? Whiskey flavor. Whiskey. I can't believe Derek O'Shea wrote this article. Unreal.
I'm gonna come.
Unbelievable. I'm offended by it. It's just not real news. It's not real. It's not right. Okay. I have something big coming up. Hold on. I need to I need I'm gonna top off my coffee. I'll BRB. BRB, I'm gonna top off my coffee.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Okay, we back. Gotta top off the coffee in the morning. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's start over. I have been thinking about this for a while. I have been thinking about the left and how occulty their side of the political aisle feels. And let's just say the right also has it as well. But on the left, a lot of them don't have a God. Or at least they think they don't. They don't think that they have a religion. They don't think that they worship anything. But in fact, they do. And what you see what they worship is hilarious to me because I feel like I worship the one true God, Jesus. But for them, they worship their genders, their political hacks. They worship the government, safety, and this whole LGBTQ agenda. They love this stuff. This is like their written word. This is their truth. This is their way of life. And no other than this video right here. And this is a video of this woman. Sorry. I'm not totally sure what she is. Let's pull it back. Let's be politically correct. But she has created this whole video of her in her wheelchair, electric wheelchair. Not gas powered, not up in here. She created this whole video so that she can ride on her gender colored sidewalk. This is like Christians going to Jerusalem and walking the steps of Jesus. This is the same thing for them. So I want you to keep that in mind. This is like, you might think it's silly, but this is their God. And when you put it in that aspect, it gets more serious. And like their ideologies are more serious. And when you see them and they're like, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris no matter what, they don't care because that is their God. Like if there's anybody that's going to attack their God, they will do everything in their power for not to happen. And they will do everything in their power for their God to succeed. And so the LGBTQ agenda is their religion. It's their good book. It's their Bible. And so here's this lady, and it gets pretty funny though. Here's this lady, sorry, they, them, non-binary. I don't know. I don't know what this flag is. I haven't memorized it like you guys have. Like some of us memorize scripture from the Bible and then some of us memorize LGBTQ flags. It's all the same. Okay, here's her filming this, but I think it's hilarious. Whoa! Whoa! Shh! Okay, after enjoying some music in the park with the Pride Parade, when the Pride Parade was finished, so see, she's already saying, I went to church, I heard a sermon, I also tithed and worshiped, and now I'm going to walk the streets of other LGBTQ followers. Okay, and so she's, after enjoying some music in the park when the Pride Parade was finished, she walked the street of her own gender. It's beautiful. It's literally the most beautiful thing ever. I can't play this because she has copyright music. I wanted to get some video of the crosswalk that was painted last year. Oh, I thought this was a hate crime, okay? Don't you dare do any skid marks on that. I'm not talking about poop. Okay, here we go. I wanted to get some video that was painted of the crosswalk. So here she is, having a great time on her own gender crosswalk. Imagine the empowerment she feels. Imagine the power she feels in which she can freely roll across the street. On my way to a friend's shop. Do they know you're friends? Don't say that. On my way to a friend's shop, I had my camera on and recording. Okay, that's like the weirdest thing ever. I'm just recording all the time. Just in case some right-wing MAGA extremist tries to get up in my face, I can make content that I can get paid for. Yeah, it's all just organic, and I happen to be filming at this time. I had my camera on and with a 360 angle so that everyone can be in the shot. I had my camera on for the recording. For the sole purpose of recording the painted crosswalk. I'll save the end, for it gets even better at the end. So her whole purpose was to make the trek for her religion to walk on the street that was once painted. And here's where it gets weird for me, is because I've been trying to figure out who is the pastors of the left, who are the preachers, who are the ones that are in charge of the LGBTQ plus agenda. And it was so obvious. It hit me in the face, especially with these words. Here is the pastors of the LGBTQ agenda. These people are the orators of their cult. These people are the ones that are selling the books, that are asking for your donations, that are wanting to gather up and spread the good news of the LGBTQ plus freedom. So here she is. Here she is, telling us exactly what I'm already believing. And this is at a Walz and Harris rally. So you know this is what Kamala Harris is running on. You know this is who she endorses, this kind of ideology. So here we go.
I'm also a mother of 3 beautiful adult children, and they are all teachers like me.
I raised them up rightly. I raised them up in the church. I raised them to think well, so much so that they've also become pastors of the day. So much so that they've become worshipers like me. Keep listening. I mean, like when you reframe this kind of stuff, things just kind of open up in different ways. You might be like, Derek, you're a conspiracy theorist. How dare you put on the hat? Put on the hat. Let them know. Let them know you're being a conspiracy theorist. But I truly believe that this is like their theology. So here we go.
And they are all teachers like me.
I'm a proud mother. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like having a pastoral father and their son or daughter becomes a pastor of another church. Think of the pride.
Growing up, I always knew I wanted to be a teacher because I saw education for what it really was.
What is it?
The greatest instrument of social justice in this country.
Oh. So it's the greatest instrument to spread the good news. And I can't emphasize this enough, how insane that is, and how it kind of brings in perspective of the grooming thing. Violet says, it is pretty accurate way to describe it. It absolutely turns into a faith. I mean, they say, I believe blank. That part where they don't see it as ideology when pushed in schools is wild. Well, exactly. Matt Walsh kind of disrupted a lot of their theology when he said, what is a woman? And they were like, a woman is a person that identifies as a woman. He's like, okay, what are they identifying as? And it's like, whoa, that's hate speech. Because it's based on faith. You just believe these things. I believe, this is what they think. I believe that if someone was to identify as a woman, they are in fact a woman. And you're like, what is the grounds for that? And it's like, I believe that. This is what I believe. I believe that I am non-binary. You're like, what does that mean? This is what I believe. You're like, okay, believe. And that's why they're so fixated on this word belief. Even Kamala Harris is very fixated on the word belief. It's like, believe all women. Just believe them. Have faith in them. Put your heart into them. Pray for them. Let them know that you are here to support them and worship them in whatever avenue they sing, and and just listen to them. It's insane. Violet says, maddening that these people used to push back against Christianity in public schools, saying that schools shouldn't push ideology. Real quiet with that. Yeah, well, that's why they hate Christianity so much, because it goes against their ideology, where their ideology is more of a postmodern, where it's like, you know, your truth is your truth, and who am I to challenge your truth, because your truth is based on your cultural context and your historical background, based on like your social support and all that kind of stuff. And then for Christians, it's like we have this book, and that's where we put our faith in, and that's what we deem as objective truth. And so there's a lot of faith in Christianity as well, where it's like you can't explain it. And so they're doing the same thing. Okay, but let's go back to this video. So here she is, just walking the same steps of her Jesus. And now she is getting ready to cross the street. And she has a moment that goes down in history. But I was glad to extend... But I was so glad I had an extended selfie stick even higher. Because I caught this from many angles. This is like the moment she's been dreaming about. And then and then just waits for the car to start rolling, and then she goes, you know what? I know in her peripheral vision she saw this car coming and was like, I'm gonna go for it. Because I am the moral authority of the day. Thou shalt bow before me, even if thou was in thy car. You shall stop at thy sidewalk. And I will give her the benefit of the doubt. She does have the right of way. But also, you can get run over and die. You're already in a wheelchair. Don't make things worse for you, okay? Not everyone can see wheelchairs coming. It's like motorcycles. Here she is. And then the car's, it's just like a horror movie. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, wait, horror movie. Horror music. Wait. No.
Here she is. This woman is about to cross the street. What she doesn't realize is her death is impending.
No! Watch out! There's a car! Ah! Whoa! The stare down happens. She avoids death, and she'd be thanking the white guy in the back that saved her life. Unbelievable. That is not... Look, it's a white supremacist Trump voter. Saved your non-binary ass. What's up, Queen? What's up, Find and Fix It? She had the 360 cow. She did. My truth is more truthier than your truth, says Violet. Yeah, exactly. My truth is my truth, and my truth is my truth, and you must submit to my truth because my truth is the truth. And this guy might have saved me. Look how close this is. Let's get some more nightmare music.
As she crosses the street, she doesn't realize there is a car coming to absolutely demolish her ass. Watch out! This woman is so thankful for the Honda response time and braking.
The slow motion, and it bumps her. It's just a love tap. She should be thankful. It's like, I support you as a human being, and I support you as being non-binary. Just a little tap. A little Honda tap. It's like, you feel that? I'm here, and I support you, and I'm queer. Okay, here we go. And then, just a little tap. Look, I like the look back. Don't you dare hit a woman. I love people that shouldn't be talking start talking and like, you should not like give people a look back. You should be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm in a wheelchair. If you get in your car, you'll probably beat the crap out of me. I apologize. But she's like, I'll fight you. You're like, I don't want to fight you because it's like hitting a 90-year-old. You know, like it's wrong. It feels weird. But please don't look at me like that because then I'm gonna have to make a decision. And I don't want to make that decision. Hey, unbelievable. Maybe don't wear so dark of glasses and you can see, lady. But again, this whole video was to show that she had her own sidewalk that she could drive down. And again, it's not a religion for her. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. So keep that in mind when you guys see these things. I think it's important. Teachers are the pastors of the LGBTQ agenda, and they get really hyped when their kids become teachers, little orators of the day, and that when the LGBTQ people see their own colored sidewalks, they get so freaking pumped. They're just like, holy crap, this is a good day. My sins are being forgiven. I'm being washed by the waters of my own non-binary flag. This is literally their God. This is their religion. Just keep that in mind when you see this stuff, because it becomes more real. And it makes more sense when they get so overly emotionally angry about the stupidest things. And you're like, why are you so angry that some dude called you a man when you identify as a woman? Like, who gives a crap? People say crazy stuff to me all the time. Like, you just like ignore it. And they're like, oh, but that's my God. And my God is my truth. And my truth shall be defended. I thought you would be using a cell phone to see her 360 cam. I thought you'd be using a cell phone to see her 360 cam. Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't understand how 360 cams work. Am I the only one that when you see this, you're like, how? I get that it's like this stick and it goes around, but how does it take out the stick? It's a green screen for sticks. It's a green freaking screen for sticks. It's a green screen for sticks. Okay, what am I gonna play? I'm gonna play this stuff. I love this. I love this. I love this kind of logic. This logic is absolutely insane. You always hear the logic with these leftards is that people commit crimes because they're out of boredom and they don't have jobs. Like, oh, the minute you don't have a job, you have no choice but to commit crimes. So New York is having a problem with their migrant crisis. And New York Mayor Eric Adams, you're missing the D, you can be Derek Adams. Now that's a respectable name. Said this about the migrant crisis.
Security in and around the Randall's Island migrant shelter after a 26-year-old was stabbed in the torso.
26-year-old was stabbed? So keep that in mind. A 26-year-old person was just stabbed in the migrant crisis facilities. Okay? 26-year-old stabbed.
Tents of an encampment surrounding the shelter were also removed. Political reporter Marsha Kramer has more.
Private security inside the Randall's Island migrant shelter and more police patrols on the grounds outside. As I asked Mayor Adams, what are you going to do about the violence?
Yeah, so violence is happening, Mayor Eric Adams. What are you going to do about it?
We're going to examine on how we continue to make, which is untenable situation as safe as possible. It's a challenge. And you've heard me say this over and over again, Marsha. You can't put thousands of people in one setting, don't allow them to work, don't allow them to do extracurricular activity.
What was that word? That's that extracurriculum activities. Okay, wait, what?
Curriculum activity. Don't allow them to do extracurricular activity.
Extracurriculum activities. Extracurriculum is not a word, but it feels good when you say it. And that's what's more important. So it wasn't that an evil human being decided to take advantage of the American system and illegally cross the border and now is expecting to be sheltered and given food and water and healthcare and stuff like that, and then goes off and stabs someone. And, you know, it's a big deal to stab someone because it savors all of the little emotions, according to the Joker. I don't know. I don't know how you do this stuff. But so the problem is that these people, they don't have enough tennis matches going on. We could just get some extracurricular activities up in there. They can get some cornhole, maybe some pickleball, something. Teach them about culture. You know, if you are to die by the hands of an illegal immigrant, and the media is going to be more concerned with how they phrase illegal immigrant and be more angry about calling it a migrant or trying to get rid of any kind of indication that a illegal immigrant killed you, and they will just say, you die by the hands of somebody else with a knife. Like, they're more concerned about the messaging than they are about you dying on the sidewalk. That's how evil the media is. And that's how evil some of these politicians are. What are you going to do about the crime? We need more extracurricular activities. I was saying that. Get these extracurricular. What are they just bad people coming from Venezuela? Oh, don't you say that. Don't you say that. That's racist. That's racist. Bring that up in here. Bring that up in here. I meant the lady. Oh, okay. My bad. My bad. Some of these people are just so cringe. And speaking of cringe, I can't think of anybody more cringe than this person right here. Eminem. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Eminem. Eminem might be the most cringe human being known to mankind. I grew up listening to this man all the time, and he is becoming literal cringe Mega Man. I don't know. I was trying to think of something. It didn't come out. The gangster from 8 Mile, Thug Life, hard as nails, tough life growing up, is apparently so flustered by Donald Trump, he emotionally can't regulate himself in the moment when he thinks of Donald Trump. We're going to go through this video. And this video is absolutely insane and is accepted as healthy or, oh, I believe you. Instead of, you're a grown man, you shouldn't be this over emotional about somebody. This would be like me seeing a picture of Kamala Harris and just going, oh my God, I can't even regulate myself right now. I'm like literally crying and like tears are coming out of my eyes and ears because I am so distraught. Here's Eminem. Let's break down this video. Eminem, take it away, honey.
When I start talking about Trump, I get too flustered in my head, and the shit that I want to say, there's too many things I want to say at once.
Okay, so what's happening? He's becoming so emotionally dysregulated in the moment when he just thinks, when he does it himself, when he thinks of Trump, he has so much PTSD over Trump that he becomes so emotionally dysregulated in the moment that he can't think straight. Now, I don't know if this is just, actor just trying to raise up the emotions and make you also just constantly think about Donald Trump as literally Hitler. Oh my God. But he can't think straight when he thinks about Trump, and he's doing it to himself. Okay?
And the shit that I want to say, there's too many things I want to say at once. So sometimes I start talking and I'm not able to convey the message the right way because I just get...
He is like a 12-year-old that becomes so overwhelmed and needs his Adderall fix. He can't think straight. He can't focus on his thoughts. This is the most unhealthy thing in the entire world. But everyone's like, oh my God, yeah, same, queen. Same. When I think about Trump, I can't even focus on life anymore. It's like my child needs to be fed dinner tonight. I'm like, honey, Trump is talking to Elon Musk on Twitter. I mean, X. And I'm so overwhelmed and flustered that you're going to have to figure it out yourself. And you're like, Mom, I'm 8 years old. And you're like, figure it out yourself. I can't think straight. You're like, wow, that's so beautiful and brave. So you can't even think straight when he himself puts Trump in his mind. I was like, you're a grown man and you're a thug gangster. I'm a gangster. But when I think about Trump, I lose my shh. Okay, here we go.
Able to convey the message the right way because I just get flustered and frustrated watching him play to his base that thinks that he cares about them. And it's...
Yeah, exactly. And Kamala Harris does care about her base. Yeah, right. Oh, you think that? That's actually pretty
emotional.
Sad.
Damn it.
Okay, here we go.
Actually, the people that he cares about the fucking least. If you're talking about his core being,
Donald Trump Eminem says Donald Trump doesn't care about MAGA. In your faith, MAGA, you'll never overcome that. Sorry.
I apologize.
Okay, keep going.
You know, a majority white middle class. What I don't understand is how in the fuck do you feel like you relate to a billionaire who has never known struggle his entire fucking life?
Right. Right. God. You can't relate to anybody. Suffering is different for everyone. The hierarchy of suffering. My suffering is more suffering. Therefore, you can't understand my suffering.
I will say this, he talks a good one. And if
I will give him the benefit of the doubt, he says good things. I mean, he talks a good one. What does that even mean? It means that he communicates things that are effective. Okay? I'm here to enlighten you, middle-class white people. You don't get it. Me and Eminem are on the same playing field.
you're in his base, you're a core, let's say you're going to the rallies or whatever, you watch him on TV, you hear him talking this shit. There's part of me that understands, like, all right, he's somehow still got them because he's brainwashing them into thinking that something great is gonna happen. Nothing's happening. Nothing is happening.
Exactly. Eminem, I want you to say this to you when you become overwhelmed or flustered at the idea of Donald Trump. I want you to say what you just said to yourself. Have a moment, take some, maybe put on some nice, relaxing classical music, some of that white people put on some nice soft music and say this over to yourself.
Is gonna happen. Nothing.
Say this over and over to yourself.
How still got them. He's brainwashing them into thinking that something great is gonna happen. Nothing's happening.
Exactly.
Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Nothing is happening. If you're struggling with, let's see. If you're struggling with TDS, like Eminem, be hopeful and reminded that nothing is happening. You're coming up with it in your own head. You think it's you think it's him, but it's really you.
When I start talking about Trump.
See, you did that. I didn't tell you to talk about Trump. You're talking about Trump. Be reminded that it's all in your head. Be reminded that nothing... I'm sorry, I have a problem. Freaking have a problem. Be reminded that nothing's happening. If you are suffering from TDS, Trump is not going to come and kill you. You're okay. Relax. He's not going to make concentration camps. He's not going to take over women's bodies and start injecting them so they all get pregnant. I don't know, whatever the freak Project 2025. You guys are insane. You guys are so emotionally distraught and can't focus on things that the idea of Trump entering your mind, you become so flustered, like you, a grown man, 50-year-old man, you become so flustered that you can't think straight. Grab a Snickers. Grab a Snickers, get some Cheez-Its, relax, and let yourself know that Donald Trump is not going to kill you. Let yourself... Suckle, break the pickle. Sorry, have you ever seen The Love Guru? Such a good movie. So underrated. Is Trump in the room with us now? Do you feel Trump now? We need billionaires. They're the only people who can survive the lawfare. Apparently, God. It's like those of us that are like, maybe I'll run for office. And you're like, no, you're not going to run for office because guess what? You're going to get sued to oblivion. Eminem's so cringe. All right, guys, I'm going to go get a haircut. What? You're bald. I'm going to go get a haircut. I'll be right back. I'll see you guys later tonight. All right, peace. Love you. Love and peace.